I'm Erin Madsen with 300dpi.com by DCWV. Layers and masks go hand in hand in digital scrapbooking. When you use a layer mask, it allows you to make changes to only a part of your image or layout. I'm going to show you two different ways to use masks on a layout that I made using 300dpi.com's kit, Cute as a Bug. When I first started looking at other people's digital scrapbook layouts, I was always intrigued by a certain technique that I would see on their layouts. I would see a black and white or a sepia-toned photo with a certain color element shining through. Whether it was a red bench or a blue hat, it was something, just a single element that was color in a black and white or sepia-toned photo. So I always thought, hey, that would be really cool to learn. Once I got into the digital world, I realized that you really have to understand masks to do that technique. And so I'm going to show you how to do the selective sepia technique with mask and also how to use mask in your layout. So let's get started. We are using a kit from 300dpi called Cute as a Bug, and it's a versatile kit that can be used for boys or girl baby pictures. And I love this print that we're using on this page. It kind of feels like an antique fabric to me. I can just picture little baby bedding in the 60s. So I just love it. I think it's really fun. So let me show you how to do the sepia technique, and we're going to open up a photo. So Control O to open. Just grab your photo for wherever you have it saved. We're going to use a photo of my cute little niece, Annie. And I will tell you a little more about her in a minute. So we have our picture. First, we need to change it to sepia. So with our photo selected, we're going to click on our black and white circle or our black and white cookie and do a hue saturation level on top of it. With it highlighted, we're going to click colorize, and I always start with a 25 on the hue and a 15 on the saturation for a sepia picture. So from that point, you can kind of play around with it and kind of see. I think that looks good. Kind of play around and see until you have the lighting that you like. So that looks good to me. I'm going to close that out. With our hue saturation level highlighted still and our default with the black as our foreground color, we're going to click on the brush tool. And then we're just going to click on any of our circles to make just, a reasonable size circle. That one will do. Let's make it a little bigger. Okay. So basically, we have made a mask on top of our picture. And the mask is a sepia color and our picture is color. So we are going to delete our mask just on top of our flower so that we have that purple flower shining through. So you want to make sure you have it on the black and just start dragging and deleting. The black's going to delete, and if we happen to make a mistake, we can click on the white and it'll put back the sepia color. So what I do, I kind of do a big circle and do most of it, and then I kind of zoom in a little and make my circle a little smaller so I can get into some of those spots. Kind of takes a second. So let me tell you a little about my cute niece. So I have two little boys, and when I was pregnant with both of them, I knew if I were having a girl that it would be a little baby Annie, because I just love that name. I just think it's so cute, little Annie Madsen. I always pictured it. But of course I had boys, and so I never got my Annie. And my sister-in-law was pregnant and couldn't come up with a name, and she had had the baby a couple days and called me and asked if I would mind if they named their little girl Annie, which I thought was so sweet. It's not like I own the name Annie Madsen. I thought that was sweet of them. So now I finally have my little Annie Madsen, and she's just such a doll. I love her. So there we are. We have our, there we go. We have our photo with just our purple flower shining through. And before we pull that into our layout, we need to merge it together so that the sepia is only affecting our photo and not our whole layout. So, and as you can see here, you can see the black where we actually deleted our mask to let the purple shine through. So it's kind of neat to see that. So let's highlight both layers. Right click and merge layers.
And now we can drag it into our layout. Okay, and when I close it, I'm going to make sure I click Don't Save because I don't want this to be a permanent save to my picture of Annie. I just want it for this layout. So click Don't Save. Okay, let's resize her right here. Okay, I'm going to show you another way to mask, and we're going to mask in a piece of printed paper into our layout. I'm going to click on our rectangle tool, and I'm going to just make a box the size that I want my printed paper to be. So that looks good, and I'm just going to fill it with whatever color you have, doesn't matter. So I have my shape that I want my paper to be. We're going to open up the paper we want. It's this purple stripe right here. And I'm going to drag it with the move tool into the layout. Hold down Shift as you release your mouse and it'll be perfectly centered. Close that paper. Okay, so we want our printed paper to be the layer right above our shape that we want it to fill. We're going to hold down the Alt key and hover right in between the two layers. And we will just click once right when, and that will mask the paper into the shape. So we want our picture on top, so let's just drag that to the top, and there you have your piece of printed paper, just the size that you want. So I just look at it like if you had masking tape, you would just mask tape all around here, everything you don't want it to cover, and then put in your paper, and then it'll only cover what you did not mask. Let me show you the finished layout. I just added some embellishments and other things from the kit, the alphabet, and have my little Miss Annie page. So I hope you learned something from this tutorial and can take masking into your own pages. And thank you for watching, and be sure to hop on over to 300dpi.com and check out our fun tutorials, our awesome idea gallery, and the best digital kits on the web. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Join our newsletter at 300dpi.com to receive the latest information regarding all of your digital scrapbooking needs.